Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you are new. My name is Jess and today I'm going to be walking you through my brand new, technically, updated minimal fitness tracker. So we'll jump straight into the template and I hope you enjoy. Here is the main dashboard. As you can see, very different to the old fitness tracker. It now has a little dashboard down the side for all of the pages included in this template. Your weekly and monthly plan visually on a calendar view here, a summary, and now a workout type section. So I'll go through everything piece by piece so it all makes sense and show you how it all works together. So for the weekly plan, there is now a log daily workout button at the very top of the dashboard. So if you're on mobile, all you have to do is click this and you can start loading and tracking your workout straight away. You can select anything you want or you can add this later. There's also a template included so it will automatically pull in the routine that you select. So for example, we'll pick this one. This will automatically pull in the routine for you and all the exercises associated with this routine. The routine will make sense soon when we get into the current page. The only problem is the exercises can't do this automatically. So all you have to do is go into filter and filter by the same routine. And then you will be able to see your sets and your reps and whatever your current weight is, for example, of dumbbells, barbells, whichever weights you're using, just log that in here. For example, if it was 5 kg dumbbell, just pop that in and that way next time you do this workout, you will know what weight that you're using and you'll be able to update this to improve on it if you wish to. You can also create a workout here from the calendar view. All you have to do is select add new item, add everything in as mentioned. The only things I didn't show in the last section is the date and the day of the week will pull automatically based on where they're sitting in the calendar. The location is just where you're going to do this workout. I just like to see this visually. Select the type, so what type of workout you wish to do. And then as mentioned, the routine. And then here is where you track your current weight, the duration of how long this workout took you, because you can also, by clicking this little plus, if you wanted to add another workout to this, you 100% can. These will both then be pulled down here. And in this section, you would just filter by both. So both outdoor run and dog walk. These ones, of course, don't really have sets and reps, so you can kind of ignore this, but it's just cool to see the routine and the exercises here. As mentioned, you'd update the duration for how long this took. Let's say it took in minutes, by the way. So say it took 90 minutes. Total, the total calories you burnt, I'm just going to say 350. Say that our weight's, I don't know, 76. This is in kilos for me. You can change this if you wish to. And then this will all show down here on your calendar view. As mentioned, there is a monthly view where you can view the full month at once if you would rather view it that way. And there is also a data view if you prefer it to see it in a table. Also, make sure it is always added to your summary so that all of this data down the side is up to date and accurate. This is part of the template for the daily workout, so you shouldn't need to do it, but I've just left this here in case for some reason it's ever not selected for you. Underneath this, we have our workout types. So these are, of course, cardio, or HIIT, low impact, etc., etc. Delete any of these you don't want that aren't ones you're going to use and add in the ones that suit you best. I've just added in basically some of the most common ones. And the really cool thing with this is based off these daily workouts and you loading the type in as shown above, it will let you know how many cardio workouts you've done this month and how many you've done total. It will also show you how many routine options you have based off how many you've built out in your workout routines page and how many exercise options you have based on how many workout exercises you've created. These again will make sense soon when we get into that page specifically. There's also a data view again, of course, so you can see this just laid out. All of this is automatic, so you don't have to update these numbers. These will work on their own. Each one also has its own template, so it will show this data that is shown on the board view, but also a tracker so you can see which workouts exactly you did that fall into this category. It will pull in all of your routines, and there is also all of the exercises associated with cardio as well. So as you can see, it says we have 4 options. There are 4 here, and we have 2 exercise options, and there's 2 here. This is the same for all of these. They all pull in whichever is associated with that particular type. Then we have the summary down the side, which is one of my favorites. It took so long. There are so many formulas in this summary. So don't look at the back end. It's very hectic. But today's date will pull in automatically. A workout streak will calculate for you. So it'll let you know how many days in a row you've worked out. As you can see from the month, we have worked out the 26th to the 29th. So it's saying 4-day workout streak. However, if I say move this to here, it's going to say 1-day workout streak because we only have 1 day. I love this because it just sort of gives you a little bit of positive reinforcement to be like, hey, look how good you're doing. And then let's say you have no streak at all. It'll just say no current workout streak. There's then, of course, also your workout log. So it'll let you know how many workouts you've done this week, how many this month, and how many of all time, which will be very satisfying, I think, once you've sort of built out this template a little bit. It's going to work out your average workout length. This is based off the duration that you log, and your total workout time. Again, just totaling all of your workouts that you've ever done. There is a progress tracker, so this will let you know how much weight you've gained or lost, depending on what your goal is, and what your weight has been reduced by. So to make sure that this works, as I said, there is a lot in here. You just need to make sure that under the progress header, you have input a starting weight here. This is what all of the other weight fields are calculated against. And the last weight you don't have to enter. This will automatically pull based off your last weight entry. The only problem I found with this is if we say did not load a weight in here, it defaults back to where you originally started from. So the data isn't always super accurate if you have an empty field. I unfortunately still, this has been an issue since my first tracker, have not found a way around this, and I have not found a way for it to sort of be like, hey, you've got a missing field, you need to fix it. I've tried many things, it's still not working. So just know that if that happens, it's just because you've got a missing field. And for example, if you left this one empty, that won't matter because it's still going to pull your most recent one. So if you leave them blank a couple times and then only say do weight updates on like a Friday, it's totally fine. Just ignore these until you've got something loaded. There's also then your average calorie burn per workout and your all-time calorie burn based on, again, the data you enter per daily workout. And there's also a challenge section, which I'll show you once we get to that page, but this will pull in if you're currently working on a challenge, the days you've completed of it and how many days left you have to do, which is very cool. So if you're not doing a challenge, it'll just say no current challenge and you just don't have to worry about it. There's also a little sticky note. So this is synced between all the pages. So if you add anything in here, it's going to pop up on all of them. So this is if you just want to set a little reminder, if you want to have some little motivational quotes, anything you want, just pop them in here and you'll be able to see them everywhere. So now we can start going through the pages. We have the workout calendar page, which is exactly what was shown at the very top of the last page. There's the weekly, monthly, and data view. This is just in case you want to just look at your calendar. You don't want to see all the other clutter. Now we have workout routines, one of my favorites. So this is where you would build out your routines. These can be super simple. For example, outdoor run. All that's attached to it is one exercise for running. It has no other data noted because you don't really need it, and a rating. That's it. Super simple. When you load it into your daily workout, it's just going to pull in that you've done exercise running, and that's it. Or you can be a little bit more complicated and build out a full workout with exercises included. So for this one, for example, lower body workout type strength, rating, and then I've added in the exercises that I would want to do for this workout. To do the same, you would just link another page, and you can see here that I've also shown what type it is and what body part it's attached to make it easier when you're building out your routines to know that this is a lower body exercise. There's also a URL here in case you have an online workout that you're following that you want to link it into as well. And you can refer back to that there. And as mentioned, there is how many sets you're going to do and how many reps per set for that exercise. This is where you can have a starting weight loaded as well. So for example, if you start with 3 kilo dumbbell, you can pop that in there. And then once you move up to say a 5 kg dumbbell, you can load that here. And then you would just keep updating your current weight as you get better and improve. And then you can see how much you've improved from where you started. Each time you make a new routine, this template will load automatically, which will populate the exercises for you based what you add into here. So you don't have to do anything with this except load your sets reps current weight, and starting weight. There's a couple of other views. So there is a by type view in case you wanted to specifically look for them in this way. I've also got the exercises showing just to sort of make it a bit more clear what each workout is. To update any of these properties that are showing, all you do is click these three little dots, click properties, and either hide any you don't want to see or show some that you do want to see. There's also a by rating view in case you just want to pick a workout you know you love, or it's a good way to see which ones you really don't like. And then for everything, there's always a data view. This one is broken down by type so that if you were, again, just looking for low impact, you could close down these headings and just see your low workout routines. There's also a total that will let you know how many times you have done this workout. And then what builds out all these routines, of course, is our exercises. Again, they are categorized by type, so you can just load a new one into low impact if you wished to. I don't really know something else that's low impact, so I'll just say, I don't know, stretching, full body. There's no really muscle group if it's full body, and then just leave everything else as is. You can also click into it if it's easier for you to load it in this view. All these exercises will come with the template as well as those little routines that you saw. So it'll give you like a starting point to see how it can look and how it will build out, and just delete any that you don't want. For example, if you're not going to do any Pilates, just delete all of them. That way it won't clutter up your system. But there is a by type view, so you can see everything by the type they're associated with. I also tend to give them a different icon based on their type just to help differentiate them a little bit more. There's a by body part section, again, so you can just see them in the area they fit into, and a by muscle group section for, again, the same thing. So now we have the fitness challenge page. This is where if you are doing, for example, something like 75 hard, 75 soft, any kind of challenge that you want, you can make them up yourself. You can create them here. So I've done a fitness reset. You can select the difficulty, the status, so whether it's started, in progress, or complete, what type it is. Again, you can add multiple. It will just then attach to the type field and sort of track the data for you. A start date for when you're starting this, end date, and how many challenge days there are. This is due to some of the other formulas, so you do need to populate this, even though it's a little bit of an admin process. There is then a progress bar. This will work out automatically based on how many days you've completed. So there is a tracker view both within the challenge once you create it and also down on this main dashboard page. So all you would do is just add a new day. There is a template attached to this as well. Put in the date. That's the wrong date, isn't it? May 2nd. Attach the routine that you're going to do on that day to have completed this challenge. And then as you've done it, you just select done. And this will update the progress bar. Once you've completed everything, which you can see is not correct because we say 7 here. Whereas if we say 8, now it's right again. All done 100%. You can also attach this to a fitness goal if you wish to, which we will get into shortly. As you can see here, it will let you know how many days you have to go, or there is another view here as well for weeks. So if this is quite a long challenge, like 75 hard, it'll show you the weeks and days broken down as well. Then there's the progress bar. So if you mark it as complete, it's going to move over to the complete view and it will let you know the challenge was completed. Obviously the progress is wrong because not everything is ticked off, but that's where everything will move to once you're done. So you can have a full view of everything you've accomplished, which I think is really nice to see. Here's the tracker as mentioned as well. You can see under both challenges, they have their own tasks or days within the challenge. And you just fill them out how you wish. So you add the routines as mentioned. There's also a notes field in case you want to add anything in terms of how that day went. If you missed a day, why? If you felt really good about a routine, why? All that sort of stuff. And then very similar to this page is the fitness goals page. This one is for something that is more task related than challenge related, if that makes sense. So for example, my goal here that I've loaded is run 5K. To run 5K, I would need to run 1K, 2K, 3, 4, 5, etc. So as you can see in here, you would again do your progress. The countdown lets you know when this is due based on the finish date that you've loaded. So to be finished by April 30th, we would want to do this today. You can attach it to a challenge if you wish to, if they are related, as you can see here. And then you do the start date and finish date of your goal. This will then work out for you what your goal duration is, and it will list it here. In the tracking, it will show all of the different tasks that you've attached to this goal, and it will work out how many you've done out of how many total there are. Again, automatically from a formula, so I love this, and there is a progress bar, again, based off how many of these have been ticked off as completed, very similar to the fitness challenge. The goals also have a little template that will populate whenever you create one, which will sort of prompt you to think about why you're doing these goals and reflect on them afterwards. And then there is the tasks that will show down in this pop down menu. As you can see, I've got two different goals here. One was to run 2 kilometers, one was to run 5. The run 1 to 2 is attached to both goals because they make sense to be in both goals. So both of these are showing here. You can just close this one down if you wish, or you could filter by just this goal if you don't want to see the older ones as well. So as mentioned, down here you just click complete once you've done one of these tasks, and this will update itself. There's again a complete view which will show you your completed goals. It will say goal achieved and the goal duration as noted by the dates of these goals. There is a complete view for the tasks as well, and this will note the date that you completed it, which I think is just quite handy. Getting towards the end now, we have a body tracking page. This is in case you want to track your overall progress, whether it's for loss or gains, you can do this here. There is again a template included with this so that you don't have to do too much, but you would just look into it, select a week. For example, if you're doing a fitness challenge, you wanted to mark this off each week, you can label this however you wish. This is just how I decided to do it. Select the date that these measurements and photos were taken. Upload a front and side view. If you don't want to do both, just delete the side view. You don't need it. Make sure it's loaded to the summary as always. Then there is your last weight, which will pull automatically based off your routine. So you don't have to enter anything for this one, as well as your weight change, which is again pulling from your daily workouts that are loaded in the calendar. And then you can add your measurements here for different body types. If you want to change any of these, again, delete any, go for it. And then there's a visual view which will populate these images down here so you can see them a bit more clearly. I've also made it so if we added a new page, it's going to keep the old ones so that you can see each week the progress you've made. From week 1, let's just say this was week 2, the date was next week. It's going to put it in order of your progress and you can see it all in one place. You'll also, of course, be able to see it here because these will always be shown in a gallery view too. And then there's a little data view in case this is easier to just populate those measurements in this place. The summary page is just where these stats live. So if it's a bit easier to load, for example, the starting weight from here, because as you saw, the summary overview is very hectic, you can do that here. This is the only one you would want to update though. All the others are working out themselves. You don't need to touch them. One thing I didn't mention with the dashboard is there is a home button too. So this will take you back to the main page no matter what page you're on. This dashboard is also a synced block. So if you change anything in here, it's going to change on every page. So you don't have to worry about going and updating all of the other pages once you've done it once. But that's it. That is my fitness tracker, updated, improved, optimized. I really love it now. This is one of the templates that when I first created, I knew something was just missing. Something wasn't as good as it could be, whereas now I am so happy with it. So I hope you guys really enjoy it as well. It is now live on my Etsy shop as my minimal fitness tracker. If you want to go check it out, there will be a link in the description box below, as well as all of my other minimal trackers that are now part of the series, which is my minimal reading tracker, my minimal second brain, and my minimal media tracker. I will have a minimal meal planner coming out very soon. If you have any questions at all about how this template works, if anything was confusing, if I skipped over anything, please comment down below and I'll answer as best I can. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next template walkthrough, and I'll see all of you super soon. Bye guys.